a little bit because it is such an important knowledge, especially in such pivotal times as we are in now, as so much is happening in the world to create all of these awakenings within each of us, within each of our souls. Um, and and this knowledge just it really it's going to help so many people because the transfer of the magnetic life force energy in within men and within women, whenever it's in balance, whenever it's in harmony, um, and whenever it's in alignment, when you're in alignment with the blueprint of your soul that was given to you at birth, your star map. I'm an astrologer. I'm a Babylonian astrologer, so we'll talk a little bit more um, about that, but in the connection with, of course, Venus, right? But whenever we're in alignment, then we can magnetize our desires so quickly and with much less effort, and we can really live in a more of a flow state in all areas of our life, and we can magnetize those right relationships, the wealth that sustains us, and the good health and vitality so that we can do good in the world, and we can even know what that is, right? So a little bit about me. I'm Tammy McKeska. I'm a Babylonian astrologer and esoteric scientist. I practice astrology as it was in the golden age, in ancient times, the times of the divine feminine, of Venus, of the time of pure knowledge, pure truth, and beauty and abundance. So Babylonian, Akkadian, Sumerian, and also ancient Greek is where the knowledge that I practice comes from. My schooling, a lot of my schooling was from the Babylonian Astrology Research Center, the Placidus Research Center in Varna, Bulgaria, and the ancient manuscripts that I refer to were translated just recently. They're written by Hermes Trismegistus in 5000, 6000 BC, and translated just recently by my teacher from these ancient languages. So these are the secrets that I bring you today. And I'll tell some stories. Also, I want you to stay at the end because I do have some surprises for y'all at the end. So stay with me here because after I touch on this subject, some important pieces of this subject that you can take, where you can take tools. You'll be able to take tools with you today that you can put into practice right away. Just small shifts to make in your life for both men and women, just by having this knowledge, right? And then at the end, I do want to let you know about some things that are upcoming that are really important and how to work with me further if you would like to. I also have a free offer.
So
So,
Tammy,
yes.
um, please just want to take a quick moment to let everybody know something about you that a lot of people don't know, and that is that you are a extreme dancer. People don't know how much you like to dance. Okay, this woman is not only professional, but she's got all kinds of different styles of dancing that she gets into. So not only can she tell you about the esoteric stuff, but if you want to learn more about how to move your body in a way that gives you more freedom, you want to have ask that question at the end. Today we'll have a little bit of a Q&A, maybe depending on time. However, you do want to stay because there's some good stuff. That being said, let me tell you something a little bit about Tammy, that it's not so easily understood. See, Tammy Mikeska is a Babylonian astrologer. She already said that, right? Esoteric scientist who guides leaders and visionaries into their boldest desires quickly. What that means is that if you want results, here's where you go. The Babylonian astrologer has been the life coach and transformational coach for leaders for thousands of years. And so if you want to learn more, she has her own website, and you can go to starqueen.com. I'll be putting that in the chat in just a moment. And so uh, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Tammy. But before I do, if you have any apps that are open in your phone or on your computer, please close them so that you can have full attention here. It's vital for you to be able to focus your attention so that nothing takes you away. We're trying to minimize distraction, but it's also so that you can get as much as you want to get out of it. So here we go. And here's Tammy.
Thank you, Hector. That was a beautiful introduction. And I'm glad you spoke into that, because with all of the awareness around the somatics today, and how important it is, especially as women, to get out of our head and back into our bodies. This is, the practice of, I'm going to go into the practice of dance, of creative movement, especially trained creative movements, just can move us so brilliantly through life. It can really help us to evolve in many ways, and help us to shed past traumas, past layers, anything that we haven't, that we've been holding on to, that's kept us stuck. And it's really important for me in my life. So I share the love of this with those who work closely with me. Without further ado, I want to get into the esoteric secrets of Venus. So whenever, so I'm going to talk about the chakra system. Okay, so the physiology of the chakra system of the human body, and not just the human body, but the differences in the physiology of the organs, the endocrine system, the chakra system in men versus women, and how that is so crucial for our development, for how we practice, and how we move through our lives, and how we make choices, and how we are in relationships in relation to attracting relationships and wealth, and magnetizing what we do desire versus what we don't, more of what we don't want. Okay, so a lot of people who come to me have been magnetizing things that they don't want in their life. And they're like, why does this thing keep showing up? Why do I keep attracting the same type of man? Or why can't I get past this level in my finances? Or why can't I overcome this chronic health issue? And so I'm going to go into the secrets of why. So it starts with a man is created, for thousands of years. It's been like this. As long as we're in a physical body, we have to honor the physical body. And so if you look at the endocrine system, the chakra system, and you look at the root chakra, the base of the spine, and a lot of people here are familiar with the chakra system, and some may not be. But the base of the spine, the root chakra, for a man, they have the giving organ, right? They have a penis that actually protrudes forwards. And for a woman, our root chakra is smaller naturally. It goes more inward. So this is the chakra of survival, of being provided for, of having food and shelter. And if we have a sense of lack in this area of our lives, if we have learned over time or through our childhood that there's not enough, or that maybe we're not provided for, then we can operate from a state of fear as women, and we can attract the wrong relationships because of this. So because of this knowledge, what we want to do is we want to make sure, before we start attracting our partners, and before we do anything with money, before we even go and we pay a bill, or we go and we make an offer for clients, or anything that has to do with money and being provided for, we want to make sure we have gratitude around that. right? So that gratitude is the energy of expansion. And we can expand on that root chakra first so that we're not, and I'll tell you some other ways to do this too, but so that we're not operating from a state of fear, because whenever we have that state of fear in our root chakra, that fear of survival, of, you know, how am I going to pay my rent? I have my rent money this month, but how am I going to pay it next month? Or how am I going to feed my children? Right? Like really in that survival state. And if there's any fear around money being provided for, then we're not going to make the right decisions. Fear shuts off the reasoning part of the mind. And you can see this, I mean, whenever there's, you can see this during COVID. People made a lot of unreasonable decisions because they're in a state of fear. And we make unreasonable decisions as far as choosing a partner if we're in a state of fear or a state of lack. We can make unreasonable decisions as far as money or how to care for our bodies, how to care for our health if we're in a state of fear or lack. Okay, so this is number one, to make sure you have that sustenance. So for women, even if you don't make a lot of money, just to like set some money aside every month so that it accumulates into like a savings account, like $5,000, $10,000 in a savings that's there just in case something happens and can give you peace of mind. And then from there, you would go and you would attract right relationships and other situations into your life. Or in more ancient times, not, you know, even just 100 years ago, women would stay at home with their family and be provided for in that way until they chose a partner. So, and there's a reason for that too, right? Or having a very having another way is to have pure faith, to really have good faith that you're always going to be provided for no matter what. And it's an unwavering faith. So, and that actually goes up into the sacral chakra. So I'm going to talk about that more, because the root chakra feeds into the sacral chakra. Whenever a man gives to us, whenever he is a provider, a good provider and protector, and then it feeds into our sacral chakra, and then we feel more creative and abundant, and then the energy, it just multiplies. The provisions and the protection, it multiplies, and we can be more creative and we can be more devoted. And so this is when a woman will become more devoted to a man, is whenever she feels safe and secure with him, because she knows that no matter what, and even if he's not doing it right now, like sometimes things happen in life, there's challenges, and maybe someone loses their job, right? And there's an in-between space. But as long as she has this belief in her man, or this belief in God, or in source creation, that she's always going to be provided for, then yeah, that keeps this energy healthy. And so you see a woman's womb also protrudes out towards the outside, whereas a man has more of a flat belly, his lower belly. So this is the sacral chakra. This is the chakra of sacred devotion. Okay, this is where women hold all of their life force creative energy. And this is, I mean, this is our womb space. This is where all life is created. This is where children come from. This is where, I mean, I'm stating the obvious, but this is, if you see it, to really invigorate this part of the body. And this is actually where dance comes in, like belly dance, or any kind of a movement with the hips, any kind of to really fortify this space. And I'm going to tell you also what depletes the energy also, but right now I'm telling you what fortifies it, what magnifies it, is your creativity, surrendering to your creativity, to your creative flow, doing any creative projects that you love. It can be any kind of a artistic expression, dance, even writing, or just something that you really love that gives you passion and joy and emotion. So this is why women are such more emotional creatures, is because of the sacral chakra, because it's naturally larger and it's naturally giving from this space. Okay, whereas a man gives from his lower chakra, we give from our second chakra.